few seconds. So, probably we can start. So thank you very much for being here today, all the attendees. Today we welcome Lareen. She is still the student at the university, but will be graduating in a few days. So we will have a quick discussion about what she's doing right now, what is her appreciation about the program, and then we will have time for your questions. So, hi, Lareen. How are you?
Camille. I'm good, and you? Thanks for having me.
Fine. Thank you being here. So I see, I suppose you are.
Sorry?
Yeah? You are at work now?
Yes, I'm in the office.
Yeah, in the office. Okay. So, Lareen, maybe we can start with you present yourself, what you are doing actually, your position right now.
Okay. So my name is Lareen. I'm 22 years old. I was born and raised in Jerusalem, and after I finished school, I did my bachelor's in Paris. And then I decided that I want to continue my master's degree, which is why I ended up at IUM with the International Management Program. I'm currently interning at the Monaco Red Cross in the International Relations Department. So it's been around 6-7 months now. So it's been a bit of quite some time. But yeah, that's currently what I'm doing.
Okay. So let's start from the beginning. Why you decided to choose this program? Why you decided to join IUM? Was it the first choice or not?
So I chose IUM and I chose this program for multiple reasons. First of all, I was looking for an international university. I wanted to be in a class where we can find people from different countries, different backgrounds. And I also wanted to study in English without having to leave this part of the region. So that was two main things. And well, international management, because I've always been into management, I've always been into leadership, and my bachelor's was in sociology, so it was like a base, let's say, and I wanted to have something more concrete, like something more, yeah. So that's why I chose international management. I've lived in Jerusalem, I lived in Paris, I've lived in Boston. So I wanted this international part to really be part of my educational background and to continue with this. Plus the program offered lots of topics that interested me, from leadership to negotiations to like competitive intelligence. So a lot of those topics were very interesting for me. Another interesting thing that got my attention was the San Francisco trip that we did. So basically we went to San Francisco for about 2 weeks. We had sessions there. We visited multiple firms such as Google. So it was very interesting. And yeah, also I wanted something. I loved Monaco. I used to come here when I had a break from Paris. So I wanted something calmer, something safer. So that was also a plus.
So you mentioned about international environment. Have you found it here in Monaco at IUM?
Yes, it's we were around, we weren't a lot in class. We were like 30 people in class, and we had like 12, 13 nationalities, which is huge. So wherever you go, whoever you meet within the university or even out, you're always gonna meet people from all around the world.
So you mentioned like already a lot of things about like trip and international environment. So what did you like the most about the program? And
Uh,
don't say that the program director.
Firstly, mostly, no. Um, what I liked most about the program, well, everything we just talked about, so all its multicultural facet, um, and yeah, I think that was like the biggest plus. Another plus was that the teachers were not full-time teachers. They also work. They still work. They still So it was very interesting to have like case studies, real concrete examples, that they were also passionate about because it's what they do in their daily lives. So I think this brought on more on of our experience, and it made it more interesting and yeah.
Okay. At the beginning, how was your integration into this multicultural environment?
Honestly, the integration wasn't hard at all. We had days to like get to know each other. We had classes where we were to like start meeting people and stuff, so the university helped with that. Everyone was very nice. We were a small batch, so it was easier to get to know everyone. At the end of the year, everyone knew everyone. Like it wasn't yeah.
Okay. So can you explain a little bit more in details about because the student work on the applied project every year,
Yeah.
and can you explain a little bit what your batch did for this kind of project?
Yes. So for the applied business project this year, we split into teams and we had to basically role play ourselves as a consulting firm in Monaco. And we tackled the subject of carbon credit market. And we were trying to solve the issue of systematic fraud inside the carbon credit market because it's a new market. It's not everyone knows about it, and it's not very regulated. So it's still up and coming, so it's hard to make sure you're buying something that's real, that's not fake. So it was very interesting because it was the first time that he let us pave our own path a bit, and we weren't like given direct instructions. So we had to like build it up on our own, and like it was the first time that we really had to like put ourselves in someone's shoes and do how we wanted to do it, how we thought it was the better way to solve it. Um, and yeah, it was also like it's not a project where everyone takes one part and does their research and then you're finished and you're good to go. But it needed like constant communication between the teammates, constant checkups and feedbacks so that we're all on the same level, that we're all growing the project together in the same path. So yeah, that was what we did this year.
Okay. How you how you perceive this kind of communication, team communication? So a lot of assignments, group assignments, how it was like the communication between the members of group,
Um,
teammates.
at the end, it all depends on the people you're working with. So as we said, there's many nationalities and many backgrounds. So not everyone works and functions the same way. So it could work, but you need to be adaptive, you need to be responsive, you need to be open to new ideas, and really be open to hearing the other person's perspective before jumping in and like
Communicative.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So it's the key.
for sure. Okay, so maybe we can turn and talk a little bit more about your skills. So, what kind of skills you acquired during this program, and the skills that are very helpful now
Yeah.
in your position?
Okay. So this is like a jump back because it's a bit related. So as I've mentioned before, like I've met a lot of people from around the world in the past. So I've connected with people from all over. But at IUM, I've met people from nationalities that I've never met before. And this brought up new challenges and new ways to go on with things. The negotiations class and the leadership class and communication also helped us. And we talked about how different nationalities have different values, have different ways to do stuff. So it was very important, and I use this right now every day because I'm in international relations. As you may know, the Red Cross is present all over the world. There's 192 national societies around the world. And our department's role is to ensure that connection of the Monaco Red Cross with all these other national societies around the world. So it's directly linked, it's directly the same thing, how to talk to people, how to interact with people, how to make sure the respect is there. So yeah.
Okay, that's interesting that you decided to do your internship in Red Cross.
Yeah.
That was it the initial idea? Wanted you to join this kind of organization, NGO?
Um, so I joined the Red Cross because I've always been into the humanitarian field. Um, then hearing of Red Cross of in Monaco, some people might say like, why? But as you dig deeper, you find out that you start to understand that the Red Cross isn't just there when there's a crisis, when there's a conflict. It's really there for also the social part, which is a huge need in Monaco. Um, so I've always been into humanitarian. I've known the Red Cross since I was little, and I wanted to get to know more how it really happens and what actually happens within an association like this.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
very interesting. Thank you. And what about IUM now? What role played IUM in this your research of an internship and then finally the
Yeah.
the position?
So, actually, IUM organizes like career days where they bring in different people from different fields to help from different companies, associations, and they come in and they present, and that way you take their contact and you can contact them after. Other people as well send their CVs before and they do interviews on the spot after their presentations. So I did like about 2 or 3 interviews with different types of firms, like a hotel in Monaco here or a cruising company that was in Miami. So it's really diverse and you can really like find everything. Um, Nevertheless, I didn't find what I wanted from these days. It was more the networking that I did within the university. So basically, one of my classmates already had done an internship in the Monaco Red Cross, and we were talking about it, and I expressed my interest, and he gave me his contacts, and that's how I ended up here. So that's another important thing is networking.
Network.
Yeah.
So maybe like kind of next step because you are talking about networking. In your opinion, what is the most the plus of this program to study this program and especially to study it in the place as Monaco?
Yeah. So here we like, I think we can dig deeper in the networking aspect because Monaco is like home to so many people, to so many nationalities, and it opens so much opportunities in Monaco itself, but even outside because honestly, in Monaco, you never know who you're gonna meet. You never know who you're gonna meet. So the person might have a firm here, but he might also have branches like all over the world. Um, so like that's one of the biggest aspects of Monaco. I think it's networking and it's quite small, so there's higher chances of meeting people. Yeah.
For sure. So probably will be the last question, and then we can switch to the participants' questions. So,
Yeah.
would you suggest this program, and what kind of tips you can give to the candidate that applies to this program?
So I would definitely suggest this program if someone wants to pursue a master's degree in an international field, and especially if they still want to discover their interests and network even more, because it allows you to connect with people from all over. The program has a lot to offer. There's a lot of different courses, and this is a plus for people that don't know exactly where they want to go or what they want to do after. But they know that like they want to be in a management aspect, in the international aspect. So it could be a push to discover furthermore what the person wants to do, where it wants to get to. And
So, how to be the successful candidate?
um wait, I'm sorry, can you repeat?
How to be the successful candidate?
How to be a successful candidate.
What you need to have to be successful here in Monaco, in the university as a student?
Well, first of all, you need to have a you need to speak English. Let's start from that. No, but I think that every person that's really motivated and willing and wants to learn and wants to meet and network and has this like really, um, how do we say it? This want to discover more. I think IUM is always has always their door open to these kinds of people.
True. I always talking about passion. If you are
Yeah,
passionate about something, no
exactly.
matter what happening, no matter what you are doing, you will succeed. So
Exactly.
okay, thank you very much, Lareen.
Thank you.
So guys, I see we have participants, a few participants. So don't hesitate to write your questions in Q&A section or direct it on the chat. Maybe waiting for this. I would like to ask you one question. So you
Yeah,
mentioned that you were all together, so very different nationalities
yeah.
coming from different horizons. So do you keep in touch with your classmates? Do you continue to see them, to discuss with them? Do you think that in future you will try to maintain these relations?
Um, so it depends on the people, but I could like safely say that I am in contact with a lot of them. And here as well, when there's a will to keep in contact with people, you always find it, even if you don't talk every day, but you know that it's the person is just a text away. So yeah.
Okay. So I have one question talking about student teacher relationship. So how is the cohorts, and can we connect the professors easily to communicate with professors easily?
Um, yes, then that aspect, it's very easy. The university is quite small if we compare it to others, so it's really easy to talk to the professors. The classes are not huge, so in international management, for example, the professors knew everyone. Like we were in contact with them very easily by mail, by phone, and you see them throughout the week, so that's no problem at all. Even with the program director, Camille, we were in contact constantly.
So thank you, Larry. We have the question, what is the difference between the January and spring intake? So probably I can reply to this question, maybe. So the difference that, so yes, for sure we have two intakes, one in September, another one in January. So the September intake open for all backgrounds. So the student coming from different backgrounds, you can definitely decide to do international management after your history degree
Mm.
or art. And the idea that during the first semester you dive in into the business management subjects. And then the second semester is going more in deep in international management. In case if you have already, you did already business management and you have 120 credits, US credits, or 240 ECTS, then definitely you can apply for the January intake. So this is the difference between two intakes. So usually the intake of September, it's the most important one where we welcome the majority of the students. January intake, it's this small part of the cohort, but all joining at the same time and doing the same classes during the spring semester. Okay, so now what is your future? So what is your future career aspiration? What kind of trends you see now in the industry, different industry? In your case, maybe if you would like to stay in such organization as Red Cross, or you are looking for something else?
So for the future, very good question. Honestly, I'm not very sure yet, but I can say that I've confirmed that I do want to work in in humanitarian. Maybe not, maybe not all my life, or maybe like juggle humanitarian and something else. I still need to discover what that something else is. But yeah, I at least like I've confirmed this will that I've had ever since I can remember. Um, and it also made me discover how a national society, so how the Red Cross of a country works, but as well how the movement works, because it's the biggest humanitarian movement out there. So you have the national societies of each country, but then you also have the federation that assembles or these national societies, and that works more when there's natural disasters and natural catastrophes. And then there's the International Committee of the Red Cross, which is the ICRC, which which is which intervenes when there's armed conflicts. So like there's parts of the movement, like there's multiple ways to go, and now I know the how it works internally. So yeah, we'll see where I end up.
I'm sure that you will do a very good choice.
I hope so.
So we have one question from Ronnie from Bangladesh. I did my Bachelor of Pharmacy. I have keen interest in cosmetic or healthcare industry. I want to apply for this international management. And is it helpful to my career? Probably what I can say that, my opinion, yes, it can be very interesting if you would like to continue in the cosmetic and healthcare industry, and you would like work in the big corporation, like some of the important companies, pharmaceutical companies that we know, well known. So definitely in this case, if you would like to work internationally, the international management can be very interesting. And of course, what to mention that Monaco hosts already a few headquarters of the cosmetic and healthcare companies. So it can be a very interesting match. So where can we find a detailed list of all courses and their safe values for 2 years? So this is, you can definitely find it on the website, or you can also contact admission office and ask them to send all this information. This is very administrative part, but okay. Probably I would say that I I think about one point, Lareen. Can you a little bit also talk about the student life? How the student life in Monaco at IUM, that if there is a student association, that the student association host a lot of events, organize a lot of events, how it works?
So the university has a very similar system to the American system. So there's a lot of clubs, a lot of associations. So there's one big association that handles all the little associations, whether it's the automobile club, the the basketball club, the even like sailing club. Like there's everything you can imagine. The luxury club. There's everything you can imagine. So I feel like this is good because not only do you have things to do during the weekends or during the day, to meet your hobbies, but you can also meet people from the university that are not in your year, that are not studying what you are, and this broadens again your perspective and your chance to meet more people. Um, but yeah, it's a very active student association.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much, Lareen. I think we have like now. Okay. So, one interesting comment. I love Monaco. Thank you. And then IOM has local Monaco student. Yes, of course, we have Monaco students as well. So the students from the Monaco, but not a lot,
Yeah.
interestingly. So honestly, so within the university, we have around 70 different nationalities. So we don't have the nationality here. We are just the IOM students, the IOM staff, the IOM professors, community trying to be all together, even if sometimes it's difficult. But this is the idea, the general idea, and it's in our mission statement that we need to be all together. So when will the application phase for the Spring 25 start? This is something to check with the admission office, definitely, Sami. And so again, the comment from Ronnie, don't mind, but Monaco is so expensive. How students survive at a contested location? Is there any part-time job facility? Lareen, maybe you can.
Yeah, I'll answer that. So yes, Monaco is expensive, but at the end, it all depends what you do and where you live. So Monaco is small and it's surrounded by French countries. So you can live in France and study in Monaco, and it's like in some cases it's literally like a 15-minute walk. Um, so yeah, you don't have to pay an expensive rent and live in Monaco. You can live in France and study in Monaco, and there are a lot of normal priced places. You would be surprised.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, you don't need to go
Uh,
above and beyond to.
Yeah, the majority of the students definitely live around Monaco, so in the French cities as Beausoleil, Beaulieu, Villefranche,
Jedi. Yeah,
or even Cap d'Aille, or even Menton and Nice.
yeah.
We have a train station just near the university, and usually it works very well. If there is no any strike, it works well.
Usually it's better because that way you discover the whole region instead of just discovering Monaco. You'll see you're gonna wanna go around a lot. It's very like everything, but Monaco, like the whole Riviera is very beautiful. So there's a lot to do, especially in summer.
Probably, for sure, probably the most beautiful path, train path, like
Exactly.
from Nice to. Okay, so here we are. We finished, I think. Thank you very much, Lareen, for your time, for
Thank you
this
for having me.
nice discussion. Hope to see you very soon. We need to
Yes, for sure.
redo our lunch very soon.
Yes.
Guys, if you have any questions later on, don't hesitate. You can write to the admission office or myself as well.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank
See
you. Have a
you.
great
Bye
day.
bye.